Christians packed New York Central Park this weekend, many of them bringing their friends to witness a bit of history. Evangelist Luis Palau led the largest Christian gathering the park has seen in nearly 15 years. Our Ephraim Graham was there.
The city that never sleeps was even more awake this weekend. At least 60,000 people braved the July heat and united in Manhattan Central Park for CityFest.
Jesus says, if the Son sets you free, you shall be free indeed.
Evangelist Luis Palau's latest Good News crusade.
I've heard pastors, scores of them, come up to me and say, Palau, you don't realize what you and your team have done for New York City.
Palau and his team spent 3 years pulling more than 1,700 New York City churches together to pray and to serve the city's poorest people, schools, and communities.
And he is a legend, Reverend Luis Palau. Thank you for all you have done.
The work earned the respect of the city's mayor and the attention of some of its most honored athletes, like former New York Yankees Darryl Strawberry and 5-time World Series champ Mariano Rivera.
I have to speak about the wonders of the Lord in my life. Therefore, I have to share that with everybody that wants to hear.
Because they are free since Jesus made them free.
At 80 years old, Palau preached his first message of hope, restoration, and salvation on the park's great lawn. He was inspired by his mentor, Reverend Billy Graham, who was the last minister to deliver a sermon in the park back in 1991. Diane Suber was in that crowd of some 250,000. This is her first time back in the park.
I hope more than anything else that people embrace Jesus Christ, that they embrace the truth and that they live it. Because we're living in a time that's pretty scary for a lot of people. And I don't want to see the fear, I want to see the faith.
The 6-hour celebration in Central Park Saturday wasn't Palau's first massive gathering in the Big Apple in recent weeks. He's pretty much lived in the city for the last 2 months and hosted dozens of services from here in Queens to Manhattan and throughout the 5 boroughs. Palau's team took over Times Square Friday with a message in music from Christian artists like Mandisa.
When people listen to music, they often don't even realize what they're listening to. And so I feel like if we can take music and redeem it and use it, to show people to Jesus, I just think it's another tool that God can use to draw people to Him.
Well, I don't think you can have a revival without music. I think music plays a huge role from the beginning in the Bible to today.
A revival in New York City is what the newly united churches are praying for. And for God,
may you give him the courage of David, the wisdom of Solomon, and the fortitude of Esther
to guide their city's leadership.
I think the body is revived, and when you see God moving miraculously in the lives of your friends and family members, it revives you, and an enthusiasm grows, a confidence in the gospel, and we expect it to be like a revival time in the city.
We want all of New York to know that God loves them.
Ephraim Graham, CBN News, New York.
Looked like a great time.